We have wonderful teachers in Wicomico County Public Schools, but did you know that Wicomico County Public Schools has one of the top teachers in the state and in the nation? Wicomico Teacher of the Year, Hemalata Bhaskaran, is one of 7 finalists for Maryland Teacher of the Year. She's already been honored as Maryland's top science teacher, receiving the 2019 Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. Before the new Maryland Teacher of the Year is named, during a statewide broadcast on October the 8th, we'd like you to learn more about this outstanding educator who teaches environmental science at James M. Bennett High School.
How excited has your family been for you?
My family, they're my, they believe in me more than I believe in myself. So they've been cheering for me from day one. They always think that I am the best. So they're super excited. They're like above and beyond excited. I talked to my mom yesterday. She's in India. I was working on my PhD. My goal was to be a researcher, maybe a college professor at some point. And then I got married. I came to the US and I didn't have the opportunity to restart my research in the US. So my husband is the person who actually pushed me. He felt really guilty that I was staying home, not doing anything. So he said, you have the knowledge, you have the passion for science, you just can't just sit home and not do anything. So he actually put in the application for me to join the MAT program. I come from a family of teachers, so he saw that in me and he said, you're good, so you should share your passion, you should share your knowledge. So I didn't know I would love teaching so much, and I always knew the minute I stepped into the class that I was born to teach. But now staying home, not seeing my students, not being in my classroom, I'm realizing that it is such a big part of who I am as a person now. I know that I teach in the best place on earth, James M. Bennett High School, and each and every staff member, they've always been so supportive of everything that I've done, both inside and outside the class. And with COVID, with things being different, I did not have anything in my mind as to what would happen, or I didn't even think about it. But this morning, so many staff members, they actually came down, they did a parade for me. They brought flowers, they brought their kids. Parade is just another example of no matter what is happening around you, your Clipper family will always show up to cheer you, to support you, to guide you, to push you, to inspire you. I want to take the inspirations, the lessons that I've learned in my classroom over the past 15 years, the creativity that my students bring into the classroom every single day. I want to take it outside the classroom. I want to showcase that throughout the year because I'm a better teacher because of my students. And I think I want to give my students the opportunity and the voice of what they are capable of. And I want to empower my students and inspire many more students like my students. I want to thank pretty much everyone who's been in my life, supporting me in this journey, becoming a teacher. I want to start off by thanking my parents, my in-laws, my husband, my son, because I put them through crazy times. I literally dropped my son at home when he was really, really little with my in-laws and parents and just stepped out. Like he would be sleeping, I'd get ready and go to school, and I didn't have to worry about him being taken care of. So my mom, she still checks on me, makes sure that I grade every day. So they are very, very supportive. And my husband, he actually is such a great resource. Anytime I need anyone to volunteer, He's always there, be it football games, be it chaperoning. So he shows up whenever I say we need to go and volunteer. He's always been there. So I'm very, very thankful to him. I'm thankful to all the instructional leaders at Bennett and at the Board of Education, all the principals that I've worked under, my curriculum supervisor, Brian Rager, who've always mentored and supported me. Most importantly, I want to thank every special education teacher, every instructional assistant who I've worked with, and especially the ELL tutors, because without them, I don't know how I would teach, because I can plan a lesson, but without them, I don't think my lessons would reach every single student. So I'm so thankful for them. And I can, if I call out every teacher that I've worked with, every instructional assistant that I've worked with, every ELL tutor I've worked with, you'll run out of tape rooms, because there are so many of them at Bennett, and I am so grateful to have them and have their support. And all of them are so passionate about the children that it keeps me going, even in the worst days. To all my students, every one of you that I've taught, thank you for motivating me, for challenging me, for inspiring me to do better every single day. I never thought I could write a poem ever in my life, but my creative students have actually pushed me to explore areas that I was never comfortable in. Because of their creativity, I'm now able to bring in creative elements into science. I incorporate arts into science, and none of it would have been possible if it was just me and what I'm good at. You guys are awesome. You all are the best human beings that I've ever known in my life, and I am lucky to share a little bit of your time.
Congratulations to Mrs. Bhaskaran. We wish her good luck as a finalist at the state level. Everyone can tune in to watch the Maryland Teacher of the Year virtual gala on Thursday, October the 8th on MPT2 or in a live stream on MPT's YouTube channel, Maryland Public TV. Mrs. Bhaskaran represents all of our great Wicomico teachers. Now I'd like our 4 2020 finalists for Teacher of the Year to share what they love about teaching.
What I love about teaching is I love being my students' first experience in school. I love being able to hold the place of being their first teacher and instilling their love for learning, which hopefully they will carry with them throughout their educational career. I love watching them grow. It's so crazy to see how when they come in, they're literally just little babies. You know, they can't recognize, some of them can't even recognize their name. They don't know the difference between a number and a letter. And then normally when they leave me, they are able to identify letters, letter sounds. They're able to not only identify their name, but write their name. You know, they're able to decipher the difference between numbers, letters, and they can count from 0 to 20 and count backwards from 10 back down. So really just being able to experience that with my children is wonderful. And then another thing that I love about teaching is I think working with the younger students, I learn from them every day, because some of these students go through things that I could not ever imagine, and they're so resilient to it. They just come in with a smile on their face and just act like everything's okay and it's just another day at school. And I think learning from these little guys and seeing how they just carry on and continue to be positive is really rewarding.
I can't say the word teaching without a big smile on my face. I absolutely love teaching, but what I love most is the relationships that I build with my students. Being a TAD teacher, I'm fortunate because sometimes I work with students for 3 years in a row, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And when you work with a child for 3 years, you really develop a strong relationship with them. And they come to me as 8-year-olds, maybe not as confident as they should be in their abilities, maybe questioning whether they're smart enough to be in TAD, not always eloquent public speakers, and they leave confident, secure in their abilities, and when you hear them speak publicly, you are blown away with their confidence and their intellect and their passion for the things that they're speaking about. And so I love that. But what's really awesome is when I see these students that I've taught out in Walmart or out in the mall, and they run up to me and they start telling me about what they're doing. And I'm always amazed at the things that they're accomplishing. And when their parents tell me what they're doing, I love hearing those stories. And I think to myself, I had a small part in that journey. I had them for a few years and I had a small part in that. And it makes me proud that they want me to be proud of them and they want to share their successes with me, and it makes me proud that I was a part of that as well.
I love that I get to make a difference in the lives of my students each and every day. I take great pride in knowing that I'm teaching some of the world's greatest problem solvers in my classroom, and so being able to be a guide for those students is incredible to me. That really rang true recently when I received a letter from a student who actually went into detail about how he takes AP classes every year of high school and was able to describe in detail some of the real-world projects that we were working on in my middle school classroom. And he then went on to share how he was going to be moving on to college soon and applying some of the project skills that we learned in my classroom. And so that's what I love about teaching, is making that difference each and every day.
I love that I learn every single day. Every single day of being in the school, I'm learning something new, something exciting. And the passion that some of my students bring in every single day, and the fact that they show up every single day in spite of what might have happened outside my room. My students show up every single day, and if they don't show up, I see them in the hallway, I at least get a hug every single day. So I love that. I know two of the finalists very well from personal experiences. My son is in the TAD program. So Ms. Hamilton, I was rooting for her because we are a beneficiary of the TAD program as parents. So I was totally rooting for her. And Mr. McRoby, he is one of the best STEM educators that I know. And his passion for STEM education is really infectious. He's a social studies teacher, and usually people associate STEM with science. But working with him, knowing what he does with his students, the transdisciplinary approach that he takes to education, I'm in awe, and I'm always inspired by what he does. I don't know her personally, but I watched the video of her as a semi-finalist, and when she was talking about her kids coming into a classroom not knowing the difference between letters and numbers, and being able to leave her knowing everything that they know as pre-K students, it reminded me of my son as a pre-K student, and how every day, because of teachers like her, he grew as a person. His personality came out. They're really the miracle workers in education, because they lay the foundations so strong that I'm able to reap the benefit as a high school teacher. So I was rooting for each and every one of them, and I was totally surprised. I had no clue.
With a new school year underway, it's time to celebrate the 2020-2021 Wacomico Teacher of the Year, Himalatha Bhaskaran. In a small gathering at the James M. Bennett High School shipyard, the environmental science teacher was presented with her Teacher of the Year plaque by Superintendent Dr. Donna Hanlon.
At long last, we're able to present Hima with her plaque, being named the 2021 Teacher of the Year. And we are so proud of you, Hima. I said that to you, but I can't begin to tell you how proud we are of you and all that you've accomplished, the all the awards, and especially the Presidential Award for Excellence in Teaching Math and Science, and then, of course, our own Teacher of the Year. And we look forward to the finalists being announced at the state level for Teacher of the Year, because you're certainly deserving, and we're very hopeful. Your 2021 Teacher of the Year Award. Thank you. Yes.
Ms. Bhaskaran also got the Golden Apple Award from Board of Education Vice Chairman Mr. Gene Malone.
Thank you.
And some nice flowers from James M. Bennett High School Principal Christelle Savage. But the biggest surprise was yet to come.
At HEMA, we have one more surprise for you.
Yes, as with each Wicomico Teacher of the Year, the Hertrix family of automobile dealerships awarded Mrs. Bhaskaran with a 2020 Chevrolet Equinox SUV.
HEMA, hi, hello, Steve Ball, from Hertrix, and we just want to present you with the use of Equinox for the school year, and we thank you. Thank you for taking care of the students.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is
All right.
so generous of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank Hertrix very much for what you do for our Teacher of the Year varsity body.
You're very welcome.
What a great community supporter you are. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so
Thank
grateful.
you.
Thank you so much.
To say HEMA was surprised and grateful is an understatement. You can see it in her face and hear it in her voice.
It is a beauty. I've always wanted a black car, never had one, so this is awesome. It's a dream come true. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're well deserved.
Thank you.
HEMA was surrounded by her family, her James M. Bennett administration team, members of the Wicomico County Board of Education, Superintendent Hanlon, all on hand to wish and congratulate James M. Bennett High School's HEMA Bhaskaran for her Teacher of the Year car. But later, it was announced that same day that she was one of 7 finalists for the Maryland Teacher of the Year. Speaking of that, the Maryland State Department of Education will announce its Teacher of the Year in a virtual ceremony on October 8th. Good luck and congratulations all around for James M. Bennett High School's Himalatha Bhaskaran, the Wicomico Public Schools Teacher of the Year.
Another honoree in last spring's Wicomico Teacher of the Year program was the 2020 winner of the Rising Star Award. This award from the McCain Foundation celebrates the achievements and promise of a second-year teacher. The 2020 Rising Star Award went to Heather Smith, a special education teacher at Wicomico High School.
Hi, I am Heather Smith from Wicomico High School, and I am honored to be considered for the Rising Star Award in my second year of teaching. The last 15 months have been filled with an array of emotions, from fearful and frustrated to amazing and accomplished. And the greatest lesson that I have learned so far in my teaching career is that mistakes will happen. But the best thing we can do when these mistakes happen is to fail forward. And what I mean by that is that we take time to say, wait a minute, what just happened and how can I fix this? That we don't get caught up in our emotions, because sometimes those mistakes that happen were completely my fault. That's not always easy to recognize and admit, but it's necessary to learn. The only way that we can learn and be better is if we first recognize what happened and what we can do about it. And that is my secret to being successful here in special education, because there is so much to learn. And looking back, I'm able to see so much growth that has happened for me through self-reflection. Thank you so much for considering me. I am honored to have gotten this far, and I love everything about my job, most days.
As we end this show, let's take one last look back at all 25 semifinalists for Wicomico Teacher of the Year. This video montage shows them as they worked in their classrooms last winter. It's likely to be some time before school scenes look just like that again, but we look forward to bringing students and staff back into our schools in the weeks and months ahead. The return of students for small group instruction and services has already begun. Good luck to our Maryland Teacher of the Year finalist, Hemalata Bhaskaran, as the State Teacher of the Year is announced on October the 8th. Thank you, teachers, for the amazing work you do in person and online. And thank you for watching this 2020 Wicomico Teacher of the Year program.